Legionnaires of the Lariat, welcome back for another episode of I Still Call It a Lariat. I am your host tonight, the one and only Mr. Showtime Michael Wright, and we are back for night 2 of WrestleMania. We avoided the time paradox. You can see that we're all dressed the same. For us, that was just a couple seconds ago. For you, it could have been an extra day. Who really knows? With me, as always, is my tag team partner, stevezapf, and the one and only Hound. You're right here, Hound. I don't know how it's going to end up, but for me, you're right here.
And you're that way for me. Yes, now we're pointing at each other.
Fusion. Ha! How are we doing today, Hound?
We are wonderful and fantastical. I am happy to be here again, with both of you. Again. I love it.
Not as bad as good as you were about an hour ago?
Yes, and it's amazing how refreshed you can feel after an apple.
Yeah, right. Steven, how you doing, my friend?
I am stoked to talk about night 2 of WrestleMania. I am. I'm getting more excited for WrestleMania as we're getting closer. I wish it was an Easter weekend, but you know, it is what it is.
Come on, Easter.
And it's funny too because they're in Sin City, so I think they're just playing on that.
Could be. I'll buy that for now. I'm gonna keep this intro short. Last episode, we talked about what we were most excited for over the 2 nights. We recapped the entire first day with our picks, had some really good, interesting ones. If you want to know what that is, go watch that episode first. I don't know why you're even here if you didn't watch that episode first, unless you're some sort of masochist. So please go watch that one first and then come back here for part 2, because we didn't spoil anything for part 2 in part 1. Or did we? You would know if you watched.
Or did we?
So we're going to kick this off. We did end with Hound on the first card, so I'm actually going to switch it to Steven. I'll still go last because I'm the host and I follow rules unlike Steven did. You get that joke if you watched the last episode. And so, Steven, I'm going to kick it to you for the women's tag team titles match. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and definitely not a overly choreographed match. What are you thinking, Steven?
I think Lyra enters the ring over the top rope no less than 4 times.
With feathers?
With feathers. I also think there is no world where Liv and Raquel don't retain here. And I kind of think we see a heel turn from Bayley. It's funny because last year around WrestleMania, we saw the face turn. Aha! I stole it from you. You shouldn't have let me go first.
I was never going first anyway.
That's fair. I think we get a heel turn from Bayley, and we get a feud between Bayley and Lyra for the women's Intercontinental title.
I have something to add to that, but I'm going to go. Oh, I guess, do I go now? Is that just do we stick to the order, or do I go to Hound?
I think we stick to the order.
What is the rules? Hound? You follow the rules.
Technically, if we're following the rules, all we have done at this point is simply rotate down, which now you would announce your thoughts on this match next, and
but
I would
close show. And a new show, when I'm hosting, I always go last in the first one. That's how the rotation's always been.
I understand, but this is a new show, so we didn't create a time paradox. So okay. now we have a real choice on our hands here. Now, are we following the same order, or have you reset the order completely? Either way is correct.
That was my question.
So I think we follow the same order we have been in, as there is a natural flow and cadence to it.
You are a gentleman and a scholar, Hound, and thank you, Steve. Thanks for nothing.
Nothing.
I'll go with this one.
I wasn't prepared for that one.
I love it when Hound's not prepared for it. It ranks right up there with what a bitch.
That was one of my favorite moments.
Why my keyboard isn't working anymore? Why aren't you working?
I also apologize. You're going to hear my cat complaining about the fact that the bedrooms are closed and she can't get in there.
Cat. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Technical difficulties. I don't know why my keyboard's not working. It's just being a jerk. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We fixed it. I'm back. I would never want to put you in a position where you couldn't see this face. But Steve, could you turn off your camera, please? We're getting tons of complaints.
I really wish I couldn't see your face anymore.
So, like I was saying, we got Liv Morgan.
I hate
we got
you both so much.
We got Bayley. We got Lyra, and definitely not an overly choreographed match. Steven, I'm with you. I think this is Liv and this is Raquel. In this match, I think there was absolutely no build to this match.
No, none.
And so it makes a lot more sense to kind of retain here. And it's working again. I'm with you as well with the heel turn. I have a little bit of an extra add to it. I think you do see. I think Bayley's just been floating around as a face, and it just has not landed. This is the perfect time to make her a heel. This is the perfect time for her to have a nice little clinic with Lyra Valkyria, and this is a perfect time to reunite her with Naomi. And with Naomi as a heel, the two of them work so well together. Put them together again as not necessarily a heel faction, but as a heel team. And because then you could have a little bit of headbutting with potentially Bianca, with Jade. It gives Naomi the backup she might need to get over on Jade later on. Obviously, you wouldn't have Bayley help her in this match or on night one because she wouldn't be heel yet. But this is the perfect time to kind of make that swing, get her back to being a heel, because I think Bayley needs a little jump start to get back in the good graces in the background. I don't know. She's been floundering for a year. Let's figure this out.
Since well before last year's WrestleMania.
Well, they didn't even book her, right?
Yeah.
So, Hound, what are you thinking on this one?
This is the match. This is kind of my who cares match here. Yeah, it's what a wild prediction, but Liv and Raquel are going to retain. Yeah, this is just filler to make sure all titles are represented. That's really all it is. If they happen to change these belts right here, and this is the one that causes someone to ultimately take a loss and not a tie or anything like that, it would be hilarious if all of us missed that somehow. But Liv and Raquel.
If they change titles here,
yeah,
I'm here for it. I think it's a fantastic idea. Let's definitely do that, but they're not going to.
No,
I think this is a match. If they were still doing, this is one of those times I wish they were still doing matches for the pre-shows. This could have been a pre-show match, and we could have maybe have gotten the other tag team titles defended because they're not being defended right now.
I didn't even realize that.
Actually, I think they might possibly be on the pre-show at this point.
Or they're
on. No, I think they're on SmackDown the day before.
Yeah, that's the pre-show nowadays. Is the SmackDown before?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still so crazy.
Oh, now I gotta go first for this one. We've made a terrible mistake. Let's go back. Let's re-record. I had a snafu with my camera. All right, so we'll move on to the next match here. We spent a whole 3 minutes on the intro and that match. You're right. I am up for what this turns into. I do think a Lyra versus Bayley feud could be a lot of fun. I think that
could finally make Lyra kind of interesting again. Like, she was pushed hard right when she came in, and then I feel like she fell off, and I feel it's unfortunate because both the women's US and the women's Intercontinental title have kind of just been something that people wear.
Mm-hmm. I think Lyra, her push got crushed, literally,
by that Nia. Super Dominator or Annihilator.
Yeah, she like that. That's where it all went out, and then they just didn't know what to do with her next. It's almost like they should just let her win Queen of the Ring. But not here nor there. I think that this could kind of jumpstart everybody in this match back up. And then Liv Morgan and Raquel. I wouldn't be surprised. So not to go too far. I wouldn't be surprised if this sets up a little tag team feud with the returning Wyatt Six on the Raw after Mania.
I can see that.
You got Abigail and
Alexa.
Oh man, and Alexa. Man, that was a little brain fart there. She's been gone for so long. Coming back, I think that could be a lot of fun here, because of other things that may or may not happen later on this card. So I like that. That feels like a really good organic way to bring them back, have them in the title picture, have a good feud for them to come back to. And because after this match, I'm not quite sure what Liv and Raquel are doing anymore. I don't know who they're there to antagonize. So moving on to the next match. This one, let me sigh. We have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul in a match that is on the card.
It's there.
Honestly, it's probably the one I'm least excited for across the board. It's going to be fantastic. I absolutely love AJ Styles. We all go back to that. I'm happy that he's back. The Logan Paul angle of him just being here because he's got all those YouTube subscribers. He's a fantastic talent. He really is. Like, he works with these top tier guys and he puts on fantastic matches, and it comes so easy to him. I think that if he wrestled more, you'd probably see more chinks in the armor. And like, he wouldn't work with the top talent every single time. So like, you would kind of see where he's really good and where he isn't. But unlike kind of when we were talking about like Jade, when they put her with the top talent, you kind of see some of those like rookie moves. Logan Paul never lets them show, and he can do some really athletic stuff. I'm just circling the wagons here a little bit, as I really don't want to say who I think is going to win this match, because AJ. I think AJ should win this match. I think AJ coming back has the math for it, but at the end of the day, I feel like Logan Paul is the one that's set up to win this match. So I'm going to say Logan Paul with the right to change my mind later.
Right.
So that means that it is Steven's turn. No, Hound's.
It's my
Hound's turn.
Yeah, don't
Stop it, Steven. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't
How
even
dare
accept
you?
it.
You
I didn't
were
even
about
accept
to.
it.
I saw that.
It's
Saw your face looking at your microphone, being like, "I'm going to say some sweet, sweet words."
Sweet
Yep.
words.
and here's the thing.
Like we're laying on a bearskin rug.
Listen, and here's the thing. Showtime is that you and I are on such similar wavelengths here. We both understand what's about to happen. That AJ Styles should win this match because he's AJ friggin' Styles. And Logan Paul is an annoying vlogger who happens to be just a freak athlete.
A freak athlete.
But that being said, Logan Paul, I believe, has lost the last couple on the big stage.
No, he won last year, didn't he?
No, but just big matches in general. He lost the
U.S. title at LA Knight.
At that SummerSlam. And then I don't think he's ever won at WrestleMania.
He won last year against Owens and RKO, the RKO team.
No,
that's true.
He hasn't lost at WrestleMania, I don't think.
No, he lost to Seth Rollins.
He lost to Rollins. So he's 2-1 at Mania right now.
Okay. Then why was I was thinking of something else?
His debut, him and Miz versus the Mysterios, they won as well.
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's going to go to 4-1 then. Because Logan Paul wins this match.
Does he win? Does it count twice?
No, we just mentioned 3 wins that he had at WrestleMania. I don't know.
Didn't you say 2-1?
He's 2-1.
So then he goes to 3-1. It is 11:47 p.m. and I get up for work at 3 a.m. So
We're lucky he's here right now.
I agree with you, Hound. If he beats AJ Styles, it should count as 2 wins.
Thank you. Somehow, listen. You know what? It should count as 2.
Back.
It should count as 2 wins, and Steve should get 2 losses.
Steve knows nothing but losses. So tell us, Steven, why does AJ Styles win this match?
Is it wrong that I am going to pick AJ?
No, I knew you were going to. That's why I said it that way.
I don't think Logan Paul needs to win. I don't think he does. I think Logan Paul can lose literally every match and he's one of those heels that if he were to lose every single match every day of the week, he'd still keep the same amount of heat.
Sure.
Because people hate him. Now then, with that said, I've actually almost talked myself out of this pick because I think the thing that is going to make AJ lose is possibly shenanigans. I think Karrion Kross is going to get involved, and we're going to see a much longer program between AJ and Kross. And that's going to, hopefully, for all of us that do like Karrion Kross's stuff, I think that's hopefully what elevates him enough that his contract is coming up, so he's in a signing year, that they put him a little higher up on the card in with the Braun Breakers and the IC titles and stuff like that. I would love to see that. But I can't believe I talked myself out of it. I'm going to go Logan Paul on this one too.
Damn it. You coward.
I talked myself out of it, and I think it is going to be because Karrion Kross is going to jump in.
I think you're wrong and you're right at the same time.
You don't think Karrion Kross is going to jump in, but you think that Logan Paul's going to win?
I think Logan Paul's going to win. I think that AJ is going to feud with Karrion Kross afterwards. But because he didn't beat Logan.
Because of that whole storyline?
Yeah, because the dead giveaway here is that if you looked at the end of their match, Karrion put both hands behind his back to take that finish. He was letting AJ win. And in that way was his way of getting AJ to be able to beat Logan and have the wrestler win at WrestleMania rather than the celebrity. By not going far enough, by not putting the business first, AJ loses to Logan, who's, I just don't see why he's here if it's not to win. And then that's when you get Karrion being like, you let us all down. And now I'm going to break you down piece by piece. And I hope you see Karrion really get a strong push after this. I think this is the Raw After Mania storyline that we start really getting. So I think you're, like I said, I thought you were wrong because I don't think that he makes him lose this, but everything that happens afterwards is because he lost this match.
Okay. I could see that. Yeah. I'm man enough to admit that I think I'm wrong with that aspect. I agree with you. I still think that it leads to AJ versus Karrion. And like I said, I do hope that this elevates Karrion Kross enough where whatever contract they give him pushes him to the level that we've been wanting him at because he's so good. He actually posted on social media, because he's from Las Vegas. Like his hometown is Las Vegas originally. He's like, am I mad that I'm not on WrestleMania and it's in my hometown? Not really, because I still get to wake up next to Scarlett Bordeaux naked every day. So there's that.
So I got that going for me.
Yeah. Poor guy.
It's quite the consolation prize.
Before we go too far down that rabbit hole, let's go to the match that like my fandom is most excited for. And again, it's weird. Like I feel like I'm Bizarro. Maybe I should have just a goatee instead of my full beard, because I feel kind of Bizarro in this world today. Because I do not like four-way title dances. Like that is not my normal thing. But I love all 4 members of this match, and I think this is going to be an epic, just smattering of bodies everywhere. Like, people are going to be split in half by spears, all this good stuff. So before I go too far down reviewing this with the hype, it's Hound's turn to go. So Hound, you have the first say when it comes to the Intercontinental Four-Way dance between Finn Balor, Penta, the champion Braun Breaker, and Dirty Dom Mysterio. I have a feeling we're all going to pick the same person here, but let's see what happens. Hound, what do you got?
I think that's because we all want the same person.
I mentioned in our earlier recording that this match that is the one where I am most hoping for one particular individual to win. And I so desperately want that Intercontinental title around that mullet.
Just like as a hairband?
Oh, I so desperately want that. I want it to be where Dom Mysterio falls upwards into a title reign. I want it to be where he trips up that ladder into success. I want it to be where everyone has hit their finisher on him and somehow he landed on top of Penta with one hand barely touching him, and that's how he got the win. And he has no clue he's the Intercontinental Champion. I want him carried out by Liv, just like completely limp in her arms, and then realizing in the back that, not only did he do hard time, and not only that, now he's also an Intercontinental Champion, and that's what I want to have happen. That's what
like Braun Breaker spears him onto a pin.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, I want Braun Breaker to hit him with a spear the way he hit ISHO Speed with that spear.
What about the one that he just hit Carlito with? He dove from halfway down the path.
Carlito clearly said something that upset Mr. Breaker, and in that moment when he speared him like that, he was no longer Braun. He's now Mr. Breaker. Like, I would say, yes, sir, Mr. Breaker, we're good. Just don't run into me. Like, I'm already feuding with Mother Nature and Takeshita. I don't need a Braun Breaker feud on top of everything else.
I think Carlito went up to him in the back and he goes, I want you to spear me as hard as you can. And he was like, what? No, you don't. I want you to spear me as hard as you can. And that's what happened.
And I love it. But yes, so my prediction is one. I believe that the Mysterios have a clean sweep this WrestleMania season. I believe that Dominic Mysterio is your new Intercontinental Champion, and I am here for it. The only thing I was hoping for more than that was for Dominic Mysterio to win the Women's World title last year.
I did want that. We all wanted
it. Steven, what are you thinking here, bud?
How do I even follow that? How do I follow what Hound just said? Like, yes, obviously, we all want Dirty Dom to win. Truthfully, if any of these four guys are holding the Intercontinental title, is anyone really upset about it? Truthfully, like, this seems like you said, Showtime, this is four guys that are amazing. I'm hoping that this seems like the nail in the coffin of the Judgment Day in some way, shape, or form, or at least Finn not being in the Judgment Day anymore, which I think works better in his favor. I don't think he's as interesting in the group. I don't think Penta takes it because I think they're just eventually looking for the path to have Penta and Ray Phoenix tag back up or feud with each other. It's one or the other. Yeah, they only do those two things. Braun, I think, has done enough with this Intercontinental title with his reigns that they can start giving him feuds that don't involve this title and prove that he's a world title contender. I love the idea of... I almost like the idea that Braun hits Dom with essentially the same spear he just hit Carlito with. But if you look, if that was like just a quarter inch further, Breaker would have knocked himself out. And I kind of hope that's the route they go. He hits Dom with such a hellacious spear, he knocks himself out. And
right into the corner?
Yeah.
hits his head on the ring post. Dom bounces off the turnbuckle, falls onto Penta.
Or I'm okay with you. Hey, he falls onto Breaker. You know what that means? He pinned the champ.
I don't think there's a world. So is that Dom for you, bud?
I'm going Dom. Is there a world where the three of us don't pick Dom on this realistically?
No.
Showtime.
I said it.
Showtime. If you go outside of this, I'll be shocked. Shows massive cojones.
No one has been a bigger Dominic Mysterio fan than I have. I'm trying not to vote with my gut in here, but more with my head. This one, there is no head. It's only gut.
It's all heart.
It's miles and miles of heart. I wish I had rolled a piece of paper. The
I love that you did that reference because in my real world, my in-laws still don't know who Footsteps Salco is.
Come on now. The Dominic Mysterio winning this and having a real title run at this is exactly what I've been asking for months. Like, I think it's time for Dominic to be taken a little bit more seriously. He has this nuclear heat. These are the things I'm worried about. I think you're right, Steven. I think this is the end of the Judgment Day as we know it. I think that it could still exist, but I think you need to cut it down a bit. I think that Carlito probably stays with Dominic. I think the two of them are really funny together. I'm kind of worried that they'll have Liv and Raquel come down and double cross Dom and stay with Finn. They kind of been building that to a certain degree, and because they have history and all the other stuff. But then that kind of gives Dom sympathy, and I'm not here for that. I want him to stay Dirty Dom. I want him still to get this nuclear heat that he always gets. It's fun to boo him. And
he's
let's
the only
get
heel that's ever turned heel while being heel.
It's fantastic. And let his wrestling and him actually learning how to defend this title get the fans on his side, not give him the sympathy of Liv double crossing him and whatnot. So I'm really up for this, and I want him to get this title, and I want him to keep this title, and he could accidentally win it every single time, like Mr. Magoo. Yeah. I'm all there.
I think Dom fits perfectly with. Do you guys remember when I came up with the idea for someone winning the old TV title on a fluke, and the way they held on to it was as soon as the ref rang or called for the bell to start the match, they would just sock the ref one, and when the ref woke up, they would just call for a disqualification, so they kept holding on to the belt.
That was the Randy Orton.
Yeah, Dom is the perfect choice for this, though. Is he could just knock out the ref for the next 2 months, and then when they finally force him to have a no DQ match, he wins it clean, which pisses everyone else off more.
It's the opposite of Piper.
Yeah.
When Piper didn't mind losing, he just wasn't going out on his back.
Yeah.
If he wasn't winning this, he'll get disqualified. He'll just walk out. I can see Dom defending the IC title and walking out and getting counted out.
That would be so good.
Just never actually fighting, just okay, I'm out.
Well, get it? One really, really close finish. Oh no, I'm not going to win this. I'm out of here. Go ahead. Count. Go for it. I don't need this. You want me? Come get me. We'll do a double count out. You're never getting me in the ring to finish
to see
this
just
match.
How fast he is.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about turning the nuclear heat up a little bit. Walking out, the rematch versus Braun Breaker. I'm not winning this match. I'm out of here. And halfway through after one massive spear on the outside, he just starts crawling up the rampway and will not let Braun get him back in the ring. Fantastic. I do think that if Dom does win this, there's a really good shot that Finn's taking the pin to really have a real concrete nail in the coffin. And I actually wouldn't be upset if Finn actually came down as the demon for this. They kind of have teased that in little Easter eggs. Triple H loves his Easter eggs. and I can see that one as well. So these are just a few areas where I like to see it come in. I'm really excited for this match. I want to see something fantastic here. But we'll see kind of where it goes next. It looks like you have your hand up, Hound. Go ahead.
I have something I would love to add to this because as you were saying
Please.
this, I have this wonderful storyline that I truly believe both of you will get behind. With Dom,
I'm in already.
Keeping the title. And he has like a 2-year Intercontinental title reign. He doesn't win a single match. Becomes the longest reigning Intercontinental champion of all time and has 0 wins. Like, it doesn't win once.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm actually...
It would be the greatest run ever.
Disqualifications, countouts,
yes,
time limit draws.
He's the anti-Gunther.
Yeah. Well, so that's my one hesitation here. The one reason why I don't pick Dom in this match, which I do, I wrote it here. It's all here. is Dom having the anti-Undertaker run, where he just goes defeated
At Mania.
And like
goes defeated,
and the streak is alive and well. Because he's still young, he could be around for a very long time.
He's in his 20s,
and like that I saw a stat the other day. Again, headline hunting, so keep me honest here. That the Miz is like a year behind Undertaker in longevity.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Like
the Undertaker wrestled for 20 years, and the Miz is on year 19.
Yeah,
I think 20 years in WWE specifically.
Sure,
he was in there before that. Like Undertaker, the character was 20 years.
That's what that was the meme I saw floating around the interwebs, and I was like, and you know what? The Miz looks way better in year 19 than the Undertaker did.
I mean, that's all.
He was dead, so I guess that makes a lot of sense.
There is that. Also, Taker came up through a harsher system.
Oh, 100%. He didn't come from Road Rules.
It was the real world. Thank you.
It's same thing.
It
rock
is the
and
same
jock.
Rock and jock.
Everybody get down. It's a Space Jam.
No, that Rock and Jock was that's Jock Jams. Rock and Jock was the softball tournament.
Oh, the softball thing. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Come on, man. Get it. You can't even get the references right. And I got heart. Come on.
Traffic.
I'm gonna expedite this AI bot to get you off this show quick. I think that's write it down. Hound, write it down. Write it down now.
He's writing it down. I can see him writing it down.
I've been taking notes this whole time.
Next match. This one is kind of like throwaway match or not. I have an interesting question for this one. Steven, this one goes to you. We have Damien Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a match. Because one is mad at the other one for taking a title or throwing them out of the Royal Rumble or what have you. Steven, what are you thinking about this match? And also, is Drew McIntyre's eye okay? Will he make this match?
I think he's all clear for everything. I don't know if that's a work or not. It's so, again, I don't know if anything Drew McIntyre does is a work anymore. I automatically assume everything he does is a shoot. Before I get into this match, I would like to mention that over the course of 2 days, there's still less matches on WrestleMania than there were at AEW Dynasty.
That's a fact.
This is weird because I think this match is actually going to be really good. I think these two put on good matches. I think these two, particularly with each other, have very good chemistry with each other. So I don't think that's going to be the issue. And if we were looking at this match in kind of a vacuum, this match alone would be good. It's just amongst all of this other stuff that has much better storylines built into it, it lacks a little bit in that area. Priest, the last year and a half, he really hasn't. They haven't done him any favors. And Drew, you can make the argument that he's going to lose because it's just another way that he can say, I'm getting screwed. So it could be both ways. I feel like this is going to Drew. Just, again, this match is almost a coin flip. I don't know. I see how not shaking his head. Like I said, I think I'm doing Drew just to do Drew. I have no logic behind it other than the fact that if they did Priest, at least it would be the quote unquote babyface winning.
Man, all this grunting, but I have to go first in this situation. This is
it's
weird.
Better because I need to calm myself right now.
Well, I think I'm going to make
so
it
disappointed.
worse. I think
no, it's worse than him being angry. Listen, Dad.
Because this is a rematch here. Like we've seen these guys go at it. I hope we don't get a botch like we saw last time, because that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. When Priest
that was when Priest got his foot caught in the in the
ankle
rope, right?
was caught in the ropes. I don't think we're gonna have CM Punk come down and ruin this match for McIntyre. I think that those days have set sail. I think this year coming up is going to be the year of the McIntyre. I think the work that he did last year and really carrying that feud, I think he really earned like kind of a top tier spot in WWE. Now there wasn't room for him. I think they just didn't know what to do with him at this point in time. They wanted to make room for Rollins and Reigns and Cena and all these guys. A lot of these guys won't be here next year. At least Cena won't be here next year. Cody will be here. Rollins will be here. Who knows if Punk's going to be here next year? He's so old and could get hurt again. Anyone can get hurt at the end of the day. But the McIntyre, I think McIntyre takes this one down. This is the start of a huge run for him in 2025. And this is a great way to start it. I'm really excited about this match. Two big men going at it. I think you're going to see
big man
massive shots. It's going to be epic. I think there should be like 12 Claymores south of heaven. So I think we have a lot to look forward to in this match. I just wish there was more on the line. And please,
they'll hit an ice pick. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And at the last minute, please don't make a stipulation in this match. Let's have a real match.
Let's just have a normal match.
Hound, what do you think here?
Well, it's not that I disagree with the choice of who's going to win this match. I disagree with Steve making that choice because he said, I have no logic behind this. And yet again, he does not choose someone he knows personally. I see through you, Steve, and your lack of loyalty to those you claim you care about. This is a bunch of horse crap.
I'm still mad he stole my finisher and doesn't use it as a damn finisher.
Malarkey.
Yeah, I don't believe a word of that anymore. I can't believe anything you say anymore. I don't even believe you're in Studio 9 3/4. I believe this is all a lie.
He's in a TIE Fighter.
No, nope.
Pitching to Studio TIE Fighter.
No, absolutely. You are not allowed to be in a TIE Fighter. TIE Fighters are reserved for people who are cool. And you are no longer cool.
For winners.
Yeah. How dare you?
Except for in the movie.
I'm also taking Drew McIntyre, but I'm taking Drew McIntyre because you know what? One Showtime Michael Wright spoke truth to power there.
It's being honest.
Yeah. It's, you could have said, you know what? Drew's going to have this amazing year coming up, and I would have loved if my good friend was going to come out the other side of this and was going to be like, yeah. So when I see him, I could give him respect knucks. Like, know this guy. But no. Instead, you're like, I have no.
Anybody want a peanut?
I'm done with this guy.
Does anybody have a peanut?
I can only dog paddle.
I really kind of hope you both fall down.
Me too. It's after midnight. I got to get up at like 3:30. Me too.
But if we do fall down, we both know why we chose Drew McIntyre in this match. Outside of what you just did, Steve. I'm actually going to change your pick. Just out of spite.
Stop.
My rules, my show. This is how this works. You handle the normal shows. Prediction shows and review shows are mine. They play by my rules.
I'm going back to what I said before all this too. We're doing 2 shows for WrestleMania. It's still way shorter than an AEW pay-per-view.
Fact. A couple questions before I move on from this match as well. First question. If McIntyre can't go, does Randy Orton step in?
You didn't see when Drew removed the eye patch and showed that he was fine?
Yeah, but still, you don't know. And they're trying to get Randy on this. Just because you could see it doesn't mean that it's not still bothering him. He's still going to get punched in the face a couple times.
I think they're going to end up doing something with Randy. Truthfully, they teased the whole Solo thing. I could see Randy having something to do with Solo by the end of WrestleMania because, unfortunately, Tama Tonga's got nothing to do, and we're not going to get any yang. So, and Randy Orton certainly likes to mess with people who make mouth noises and mock them, like when he barked at IShowSpeed before he killed him on the ring on the announce table. So I could see Randy mocking Tama Tonga before RKOing him, but yeah, we'll see. If Drew is legitimately hurt, if Randy's a good replacement.
Do you think that Randy? So is that what you're saying? You think Randy makes it on this card?
I do.
I think Randy makes it on here some way, shape, or form. I don't think there's a world where you have a healthy Randy Orton not on WrestleMania.
And so, Hound, do you think it's versus Solo?
I can see that. I mean, it makes sense because Solo's got nothing to do.
I can't believe he has nothing to do.
He just had
it's fallen apart, and he's not on WrestleMania.
As Drew McIntyre said, he was just the owner of the falafel, so we need something for Solo to do.
Do you think it's maybe a situation with Orton? Sorry, I don't know if that's where we're going with this, but where Orton comes out and is like, I refuse to miss a WrestleMania that I'm healthy for, or something along those lines. Someone better get out here and give me a damn match. And that's where we finally get something. That I could see that being Solo then too.
Yeah, something like that.
Steven, give me a different name. I don't want to hear Solo. You think that Randy Orton's going to be on this show. He hits the mic, WrestleMania. I'm Randy Orton. I can't rely on any second-rate commissioner to schedule a match. So someone come down here. Who comes down?
The logical guess would be Sammy. I'm not picking Sammy though.
Why would you say his name then? Come on, get it together. We have a show to put together here.
I'm actually picking the second-rate commissioner, the second-rate GM. I hope it's Nick Aldis. I want to see Aldis wrestle on WrestleMania. I think he's a phenomenal worker. I think he's amazing on the mic. I think that would be a nice full-on closeout to his career. If he's going to actually close it out and not just wrestle Adam Pearce. What you got, Hound?
You're right, Hound.
He looks like he's.
We're missing the ultimate. There was an entire storyline running in the back for months of Tommaso Ciampa trying to RKO Randy Orton out of nowhere.
Oh, that's good.
Let's get Tommaso Ciampa to go for one more out of nowhere, and Tommaso Ciampa gets RKO'd.
I love that. That's even better than what I wanted to do there. That's fantastic. That's all for
so
that.
Good.
He calls somebody out and he sneaks right in the ring, goes for it, misses. Though I actually would want this to culminate in Tommaso Ciampa hitting the RKO for the win in the match. Like, give it to him. And Randy's back. He should get the win, all that other stuff. That's the moment. Yeah. I'm going to go the same way. Steven, I like the idea of him calling somebody down. I think that person is Sami Zayn. There's no one more fitting to step into the shoes of Kevin Owens and kind of clean up his mess. To when he's out and he's hurt, you have Sami come back. You have him face off against Randy. The pop for his music hitting would be epic. That place, the roof would fly off that building if Sammy came down, even though he's a heel and they shouldn't cheer for him. But they would anyway.
Can't keep his nose out of other people's business. This proves he can't keep his nose out of other people's business.
And him coming down, the two of them putting together a nice, crisp, short match. Randy goes over. Sammy's not 100% because he's still recovering from what Kevin did to him. I think this would be fantastic to have that go that route if he can compete for WrestleMania. So that would be my choice. I wanted to give 3 different answers. I know we've talked. There was other names that we floated around. Stephen, I think you said Rusev. I think you said Malachi
Rusev
Black.
Day.
There's other people who can be here. I don't think you're going to see anybody new come down. Hey, I'm down for anyone coming down as long as Randy Orton gets a spot in on this card. I'm a huge Orton fan. This is his. He said this is his 20th WrestleMania. Is that what he said?
I think so. Yeah.
So
I think so. I think
I'm all for it.
And that means he has missed some because his first Mania was WrestleMania 20, I think.
Yeah, I mean he's been hurt. He's been out. Those things happen.
I think he's only missed one. I think he missed last year with the back injury, didn't he?
No, last year he fought Logan Paul, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. And then the year before was when him and Riddle were tag champs. I don't know which one he missed in the straight.
Well, we'll figure it out. Maybe it's just WWE math where they make the numbers work for themselves.
Sure.
It's a sellout arena. We have 11 billion people in attendance today, the highest record ever. That's not a real number, guys. It's not a real number.
Yet.
So we'll move on to what I think could be the match of the Mania. Not the night, but of the Mania. We have Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Title in a match with more talent than the ring can handle. You have 3 very different styles. You're going to have hair whips and moonsaults, and I don't know. Does Io throw a garbage can on again and do a moonsault onto somebody? Fantastic! I'm here for it. I think you're going to see technical wrestling. You're going to see high flying. You're going to see bruiser mentality. It's going to be hard hitting. It's going to be fast. It's going to be everything you want in a Mania main event. And I'm super excited for it. This match, if they make this anything less than an hour, I'll be upset. Could be the entire night, and I'm up for this match. Really excited. I think ultimately we get to a point where the streak stays alive. And I think Bianca walks out champion over Rhea and Io. And then that'll allow the 3 of them to continue to feud. I don't know if she pins Io, then Rhea gets a shot. If she pins Rhea, then Io gets the shot. It doesn't matter to me. I think that there's a lot of story to tell. I think Jade and Naomi are going to have to get back into Bianca's storyline somehow, in some way, shape, or form. But I think we got the Princess of Bel-Air to win this one and take it down. Hound, what do you think, bud?
That was my initial thought too, as well, is that I thought Bianca was going to walk away with this. My brain tells me it's Bianca. My heart wants Io to keep it. But I'm going to follow my brain here. No, you know what? No, there's too much parity on. Let me just check this, because at this point, we literally are all picking the exact same up until this point. And if there's one thing I've always done, it's I will throw something against the wall for the sake of not having parity. I say Io Sky keeps the belt.
All right. Mike, you're muted.
All right. I don't think that there's any chance, but I think of all the people, it's least likely that Io retains. But I hope you're right. I absolutely love Io as champion, so I'm cool with it. Like I'm all for it. But so Steven, you know what this means, right?
Yep. It means we have a chance to actually all have 3 different picks. And you know what? We do.
Nice.
Funny thing is I am picking Rhea just so that we can do this.
I know.
So Hound said it's a heart pick as to why he's picking EO. I actually think that there's a real good chance that EO is retaining this belt. I think that it's going to be a situation. You talked about streaks before. I think the streak of Rhea Ripley not being able to beat EO is really happening. With that said, I'm picking Rhea for us to all have 3 different picks. I also don't think it. I really don't think it's going to be Bianca, because I think they are going to already circle back to her and Jade and Naomi. I wouldn't be surprised if on night 1 during their match, Naomi plans something like Bianca knew, says it during the match, yells it, does something, and then Jade kills her, basically. And then Jade comes out on night 2 and costs Bianca the title. But I do think that, like I said, I'm going Rhea Ripley so that we can finally have 3 different picks here. I also do believe, Showtime, you are right. This has a chance to be the match of the event. I think they're all amazing. I think this is going to be a triple threat match that doesn't have Jamokin.
I hope not. You should be able to figure out how to do it without one person laying around.
I think the 4-way match might have justified Jamokin, because Braun's going to hit somebody with a spear and their ribs are going to be broken on the outside. But I think this is going to be a match where all 3 people are kind of involved in almost everything.
I like it. I'm here for it. I think this. I can't say enough good things about this. I hope this is the one that I keep going back to, like we did last year between Rhea and Becky. So we'll see kind of how that shakes out. And now we have the main event, the actual main event, the
true main event,
night 2 of WrestleMania. We have John Cena versus the American Nightmare and WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes. Hound, what are you thinking about?
Okay. I love the idea of Cena taking this, and Cena's final reign as champion is him, like, he's like, hey, I'm leaving at this point in time. And as much as, like, I was saying for the longest time with Roman's title reign, the problem I had with it was we never saw the title on TV. It's important that you see the champion. Well, I mean, John Cena, we already can't see him. But then we're going to extra not be able to see him because he's a heel now. So, but I kind of want to see that, even though I wouldn't be able to see it.
Steiner math.
Yeah.
Steiner math
there. But that being said, I got to go with Cena because I said I thought Gunther was retaining. And the scales have to balance. And I have this is one where when you think you're right, you're probably wrong. And when you think you're wrong, you're probably right.
Steven, you have some thoughts?
Is it actually me this time? I don't want to go if it's not me.
Yes, I went first last time.
Okay.
I go last this time. Get it together, Steven. Follow the rules, man. You can't even keep track?
Listen, do you support the military? You know who else supports the military? John Cena!
And does he still?
I think he does. I think he's still going to grant 17,000 more wishes. And I also think that John Cena's newest wish is that he's going to grant it to himself to be the new WWE Undisputed Champion. I think John Cena walks out with this belt. I think we see a semi-lengthy title run for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk is the guy that dethrones him. I think that would be interesting, but I'm going John Cena.
Going Cena.
I also think that this match is going to be. I think it's going to be good, and I think it might even be better than what people think it's going to be.
I don't disagree with you there. I think this match is going to be fantastic. I hope they keep the outside interference to a minimum. Like, I don't need The Rock coming down and like reliving the Roman match of last year. I absolutely hate this. I still don't want this. I want Cena to have to earn this title shot, and he's going to come in here as a heel and just take it. I think partially because they're afraid he might get hurt, and they want to make sure that he gets this record-breaking title run. And here we are. Now it's going to be force-fed to us. He's a heel that gets cheered. He comes back. He's only here part-time. I'm with you, Hound. I think the title needs to be on TV, and I don't think we're going to get it all that much with John Cena because he's a part-time wrestler. And this is what always ends up happening with this title, and I don't understand it. With all that said, I think Cena wins this match. I think that's the only reason why he's here at this point in time. I think maybe Cody deserves a little bit of a break, and I think he'll get it coming out of this. Tease the fans with kind of like, because they do waffle on him a little bit. Kind of tease the fans with him going away and being excited for him to come back and beat Cena for the title back or whatever it is that he does. But I don't see the path that they've gone down. The fact that you have Cena as this heel in the Rock stable of soul collecting or whatever it is. I think that there's no way Cena doesn't win this match, get that title, and then they'll figure out the rest. I think the more compelling story is have the entire year of John Cena not being able to win it, not getting the big one, eluding him. He's too old. He's over the hill. He's never going to do it. Everyone's are younger, faster, stronger. Cena, how do you expect to go? I will say, if Cena does win this and Cody doesn't beat him, I want to see someone who has credited his whole childhood love of wrestling to John Cena to win this title from him for the first time as he looks up to his idol. And he comes and he faces him going down this dark path. And R-Truth gets the win to take this title off of him. I'm here for that storyline. Question for you boys as we round out night 2. Let me do a quick recap. We all have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to beat Bayley and Lyra. We all have Logan Paul beating AJ Styles. We all have Dom winning against Finn Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker. We all have Drew McIntyre going over on Damien Priest. We each have our own pick for the women's 3-way. Steven has Rhea. Hound has Io. I have Bianca Belair. And then all three of us have John Cena. Hound, looking at you, friend. Which night are you more excited for? What is the better night?
To be honest, I'm more intrigued with Gunther and Jay and the custody of Paul Heyman than I am with the other stuff. So night 1 for me.
Steven, where are you looking, bud?
I think I'm agreeing with you, Hound. I think night 1 has some stuff that really, really intrigues me. The last 3 matches that we have listed on the card for night 1, Tiffany versus Charlotte, Gunther versus Jay, and Roman, CM Punk, and Rollins in Paul Heyman on a pole match. I am super excited for all those just to see how they play out. I don't even know if all 3 of them are going to be really great matches, but like especially Tiffany versus Charlotte, I'm curious. It's almost like morbid curiosity to see how that plays out. I think Cody versus Cena is the biggest match on all of this, obviously. It's the most important match, so it makes day 2 feel bigger. But I think those 3 make up the kind of the difference in the aggregate.
I think if we keep talking about math, the Cody Rhodes and Cena match, I think beats the main event of night 1. I think the Io Bianca Rhea match, for me, tops the Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair match. Everything else on day 2 takes a second place to day 1, except for maybe the 4-way. But I think that the Gunther Jey Uso match, LA Knight Jacob Fatu, Jade and Naomi, the tag team titles, Rey and El Grande Americana, go way above the random women's tag team match, AJ and Logan Paul, even Drew and Priest. As much as I'm excited for that match, there's just nothing on the line. So I think that day 1 gets it, but I think it's closer than you guys are giving it credit for, to be honest. I think this is a really, really stacked card. Really excited about it. And those are our predictions. Thank you all for staying up this late with us. Thank you for listening to us ramble on. Do us a favor, like and subscribe below. Tell us where we're right. Tell us where we're wrong. Specifically, Steven. He needs to be told that he's wrong more often. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. If you're not a friend, tell a stranger. And we're always happy to have you here. And Steven?
As always, guys, remember, tuck your chin when you bump.